Revelation 7, verses 9 through 10. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. Revelation 7, verses 9 to 10.
Is the man playing moaning slow? Is the man moaning slow? Is the man playing moaning slow? Is the man moaning slow? Sitting at home when you're in your car, moaning slow. No matter if you get far, moaning slow. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. The best show this side of the sea. Is the man moaning slow? Is the man playing moaning slow? Is the man moaning slow? Is the man playing moaning slow? Is the man moaning slow? locks ain't right. If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection. And I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today. Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate.
Well, I think everybody think I've lost all of my marbles, all of them. No, I haven't. Great morning, grand rising to everybody. I had a malfunction, but that's okay. Everything else, all is well, all is well. Grand rising to everybody. Like to say, welcome back. We are back on the air. Can y'all hear me? I'm pretty sure you can. I wanted to make sure. All right, yeah, we're good standing. Grand Rising, good morning to everybody. I know we've been gone for a little bit, and it made some folks nervous, me included, because there was just a mountain to, not just a hurdle, a mountain to climb, and all is well. Like I say, Grand Rising, good morning to Sharon Reed, to Deacon Alvin Moore, our Deacon Board Chairman, to Anthony Reed, our wonderful apostle. Thank you for your prayers. Appreciate you, brother. To Martin G. Johnson, to Alice, the blessed child of God. I don't know if she's going to be in today. I hadn't talked to anybody, and forgive me for all of my about my absence. I'm not gone. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be able to let you all know where we are, what we're doing. And I didn't know that the show affected the people that it did. I wasn't doing that for a reason. There was a reason that we had to make some adjustments and really just get down to work. Let me say to the audience and greetings to everybody that's here. All of you all that are here, thank you for your support, for your love, for your prayers and all. This is not a sympathy case. When you're dealing with business, you're a business, and not being heartless, not being a person that how can I put it? I'm very grateful and I'm humble by having you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me now? How about now? Anybody? Can everybody hear me? Okay, if you can hear me, just somebody indicate in the chat that you can hear me. Somebody saying, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, y'all. I appreciate it. I just like to say the MacMan Morning Show is a show that was, I can't explain it. I don't know how I got into the situation that I did do. I didn't ask for it, trust me. But you know something, when you have You got to do this. You know, you got to do something. And let me just share this with you all about me. And it's not about me, but the person that I am, and it'll probably help some to understand. I have never, and I have not saying never, I have in my life uh, attempted to be successful at many things. I tried. I have been. I've been blessed to. I've been blessed. I've been blessed. I truly. I'm blessed now. And how can I put it? I wish, not wish. You know, when you hear your friends now saying that they're retired and they've worked 25, 30 years, and they get, and congratulations to you, Sharon, on your retirement. Sharon retired from education. I don't get all of the how many years, but she's been in education a long time, teaching children and helping those, being with them bad kids. Now, you know, they got all these kids are terrible. Some of these parents are fighting at the graduation, doing all kinds of things. But I'll just talk. I'll throw that in later. But we just want to celebrate you and say to you, you know, happy completion of this part of your journey, and as you continue the rest of your journey, as God is going to bless you to do. And congratulations, y'all say congratulations to Sharon for that accomplishment. She deserves all the accolades that she can. It's not easy working with the public. It's not easy working with people, period. And when you got the little people that are trying to be developed in their lives and trying to do the things that they need to do, it's just good to know that 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 all will be well. I'm on a different kind of headset, but then we're getting things together. I had some stuff that I had to do. But let me say this as far as uh, our show is concerned. I had people to this past month to really put a damper, really try to put an obstacle before us because of the way we report. Now, let me say this: I'm a newsman, I'm a reporter. Uh, that's how I got. That's my start. That's what I am, anchor person. And when we report to news, I have no, there's no, nothing I have to apologize for or be sensitive or desensitized to, because the news is the news. You're in it, and whatever you're doing must be done. The mayor of Harvey has relatives that are connected in certain ways. And because we had brought out a issue, and I would bring the issue out with anybody. I know several mayors and several people, but that's neither here nor there. When you're in the news, you're in the news, and if you can support who you want to support, and you make a commitment, and you've been rolling, rolling, rolling. All of a sudden, you don't hear anything, and so forth and so on. I don't want people can spend their money where they want to spend it, but it threw us into a tailspin of a sense that we couldn't do some things. There are some other things that occurred, and it wasn't a give up thing. It was just sitting down, holding on, trying to make sure that, hey, no matter what, the Magman Morning Show will come on. I made this commitment, and I'm not shy of it. I'm going to stand and do that. Hey, Alice, how are you? She just popped in. It's good to see you. Um, I'm going to do what I have to do. I have a commitment that I made. And, you know, I made some, and as I was saying, I made a lot of decisions I wish I never would have made. There's things in my own life that I had to overcome. But now, in saying that, that doesn't mean that I'm perfect. No, that doesn't mean that I am this or I am that. No, and I'm not saying all that. 33 years. Can you imagine somebody 33 years with them children? 33 years. Sharon was in education, teaching, and in the profession from the little tots all the way to the grown folks that they keep in there. 33 years. We congratulate you on your wonderful opportunity to go forward in life. Now, this don't mean that she's gonna stop or nothing. She'll find something in the community that she does, or whatever the case may be, because you know you've reached that plateau. I mean, 33 years of getting and in Illinois, in the Chicago region, and the snow and the rain and the at 33 years, you got oh y'all got these. Oh, you got 35 years of government in Homeland Security. Let me tell you something. You know, you given that time. So I didn't have that. I'm not saying that. I'm not teasing anybody or whatever. I'm just saying, you know, or making anything. I'm out of it. I'm just saying I didn't have. I mean, and I'm here at this age. hmm I pulled the hamstring or something. I don't know what I did. I was going to the store yesterday. Show you how the enemy try to get you. You're going to the store and whatever, and I'm crossing the street in front of the fire station, and a big dog came around the corner. I didn't even see a big pit bull. I ain't never seen a dog like this. I'm running. I'm literally running. Can you imagine me? I'm running and pulled that muscle. I kept getting out the way. I had to get to the firehouse uh, driveway, and they saw me fall to my knees, and they came out and chased the dog away. The man and the boy had the dog, talking about he won't bite. Let me tell y'all something, and please like and subscribe. How about let me tell y'all something. I ain't talking about the orange man or not the right guy, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm I have not ran and run or ran or whatever the case may be in a way that I was in shape ever since I got off the fire truck. hmm When I was fire commissioner and everything, and fire chief jumping off and getting up and doing all that, I had to be in, you know, you had to be in shape, and I had got away from that and pulled that muscle. I like to have a fit. You're going to age, folks. And I had to realize when you wake up in the mirror and you see gray hair and you see your nose is a certain whatever, you know you're changing in life. So I'm at at the point of seasoned life that and I said this to myself. I said, now what can I do? What is it, Lord, that I can do now? I done went through this, and I'm not kicking myself for not being able to. And congratulations to all my friends and everybody that's retiring and that's doing what they do and moving on in their lives as far as the next chapters in their lives. I'm with you, but then here I am at another pace now. I said, well, now why am I all of a sudden in broadcast and doing what I'm doing and everything at this age? Man, these for the I'm not the Breakfast Club and talking. I don't do the Pig Diddley and all them other folks. I don't talk gossip and stuff. Who's sleeping with who or whatever. I'm a newsman. Is there a place for a newsman? Somebody that is an anchor, somebody that brings information and inspiration. Is there some? Well, I guess I've been picked out. So therefore, let me make this declaration right now to you. I will always acknowledge God in all my ways every day. And as long as he gives me the ability to get up in the morning and open my mouth and say something, if I got to wear a wired headset or if I got to find some kind of mechanism to do it from wherever or whatever, the Magman Morning Show, regardless of sponsorship or anything, however it is, God gave it to me. He's able to help me to now that don't mean that I can't do I got to get out there and do the work. I got to hustle and do what I have to do. But it is his success that he will give to me in this field of communications and in broadcasting. If this is what he's using, this voice, if all I got is this voice, if that's what he gave to me to use in this day and time, I need to make a living. I got bills, I got a responsibilities, the things that I have to do. But then I got to make sure that this coincide. Don't put me on an assignment where I can't, I'm not going to make it. So I'm trusting God to continue to help us at Mag Media 3 Productions, a company, an actual registered company. Not out here. This is not something for the bad eyes or whatever, or somebody just podcasting and you get your little twos and fruits from YouTube and everything. This is a business and there is an audience for it. So I just want to thank all of you for your prayers. I want to thank you for all that you're doing. I want to thank you for supporting us in our endeavors. Uh, Support us however you can. You can, but I believe that if we continue to do what we do, that the doors will be open. And I'm positive in that. There are a lot of things that has to happen, but I got to stand. Somebody has to be the voice to get out and get the real information out to people, get the real news out to people without tricks and gimmicks and happen to be politically correct. If you're a liar, you're a liar. If you're a thief, you're a thief. If you do good, you do good. If you're hurting the people, you're hurting the people. And therefore, I got to make sure that it is broadcast in every way, being fair and unbalanced. News. How did we get that those letters? I want to just do a little lesson today before I go to the to the initial uh, break. News. The letters news, meaning N is north, east, west, and south. That's what news is. That means broadcasting to the far ends, no matter where it is in the south and the west, no matter where it is, broadcasting. It started with radio, shortwave, went on from there. We were in the pioneering of electricity, but then they forgot to tell who made the actual filament for the light bulb. It wasn't Edison that got that light bulb. He was all busted up in there. It was a black man that made the filament for the light bulb. I'm not going there. I'm just simply saying we're in the medium of broadcasting right now. We're in the medium, and I believe spiritually, last days. I do believe that. But aside from that, we got to survive. There's ways to survive what's going on. You need to know what's happening and what's going on. We need to promote our businesses and promote those people that are doing what they do out there without it breaking their bank. A lot of people ain't got tens of thousands of dollars to spend on advertising. You go to the big boys, you still all they want is give us what you got. They're not taking attentive to it. They won't speak about it or what you're promoting or what your product is. They don't know what they're doing. They just simply say you, okay, it's in here. You better be glad it's here, and we're gonna put it on because everybody's listening because we're throwing lies and garbage out there. One, I'm not gonna lie on the MacMan Morning Show under any circumstances on anybody's situation. If I don't know it, it will not go on the airway with me. Two, I ain't got time for that. Two, this is a business. So I know that I have to conduct myself as a business person, but still in all, I got to help the business, the small business and the businesses that I'm trying to reach. If you already a giant, you ain't looking my way, no way. But I'm looking at that person that's starting out, that's doing what they do. Get your foot in advertising and just say, hey, I give. I mean, if $50 or $60 a week is going to hurt you, you need to get out of business. That's all of us. Meaning to say, if we can't spend on our business, if we can't invest in our business, that means time and effort and everything that you have, you're going to have some times. If you're a business owner, you're going to have some rough times. You're going to have, because you're climbing in, you're trying to get your footing in, and everybody that sees you out there is going to knock you down. Not everybody, not Martin G, not all of y'all. You know, all of y'all, Foxy, everybody that's there, and Alice, and folks like that, people that I know, no apologies, people that have reached out. Thank you, Alderwoman Kobe Chapman from the city of Harvey, everybody that's having concerns on what, and I thank you for your pledges and things that you're going to assist us with. I thank you for that. I got to keep going. This broadcast must go on. I'm here 2 hours, and it's not the time, but I got to do with the time that I have in this scheduled slot to do what I do. I got to expand. We have a whole channel, and it makes no sense that we're quiet and nobody's there. We got enough talent around us that we can fill that time and give people more than just the morning show. I know it's the anchor, but then what I'm saying is we're going to move forward. Be with us, yes. If you're rooting for us, yes. If you're praying for us, okay. If you don't like us, I hear you. I mean, that's okay. That's fine. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm going to do my very best each and every day to bring the news. Foxy is here with us, y'all. Brother Lee should be on his way. I know they had a little hiatus and wondering what's going on and everything. The man, he's crazy. He done lost all of his marbles and everything. But no, I'm still around. I'm still here, and I'm grateful to be here. We're gonna go to a break right quick. Say hey to the people, Foxy. Let them know that you're here.
Hello, Grand Rising, and good morning to all the kings and queens, those on the chat, and those out there in the hearing our broadcast this morning.
Yeah, that's something. We're here, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I am. I'm grateful to be here. I'm going to. We're gonna go to break real quick. I'll be back. I got some stuff I want to talk to you all about. Our panel will be here. Brother Lee will be here. But thank y'all for being here. Just wait a minute. We'll be right back after these messages that we have. I had a little something going. I don't know what was going on with this thing, but we're gonna be all right. It's all technology. It's all technology. Grand rising to everybody. Hey y'all, everybody in the bushes. I see you. Okay, hold on a second. We'll be right back, y'all. After this.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection. And I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, you just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today.
And we're back on the MacMan Morning Show. Like to say, Grand Rising. Good morning to everyone. We're here, alive and well, and kicking. Listen, I have Foxy to Roxy 3, the wonderful host of the Foxy Angel Zone on YouTube. We'd like for you to continue to support her and patronize. I suppose came on last. I don't know. I was trying to get everything together, make sure everything was well to come on the air this morning, and I'm just grateful. I got to come over there and get on that platform and just say hey to everybody. I want to say hey to Martin G. Johnson. Martin, I got your message. Wonderful broadcast on last night. We stand with him and we support him as well. And all of our friends and our well wishers that are out there, thank you for your support. Thank you for your pledges. You can make a pledge if you like to. I don't have no water or nothing to give you or all that stuff. Ain't no hooby dooby or whatever. Just support for media, for Black independent media that comes out, and we're here each and every day. I'd like to thank all of our sustaining anchors that that are with us. Thank you to Keisha the Stylist and to Little Red, our anchor sponsors. Thank you, Little Red, for your encouragement. On the other day, I talked to you. You're running for mayor of Clarksdale, and I know that you will be successful. So you all get out there. I don't have the ability right now to put anything on the screen because we don't have uh, where we need to be right now. That's all right. But I'm working on it. It's going to be okay. I want to just let you all know that all is not lost. Don't you know? I saw people. You support who you want to support, and that's even great. I've seen people in their platforms, Foxy. I've seen people that have gone all out. I saw a guy gave $500 super chats, all that stuff. They want you to get into the rat race of things, but true, real broadcasting. And I'm not saying that people are not. I don't have to lie and sensationalize anything. Now they're off of Tiffany, and now they're on the P. Diddley, and I don't want to go with that. There are more things to discuss and more things to do. And we know that that young man is going there. Whatever happens to him, it is a tragedy that a young man uh, or a person that deals with or have been in the founding of a music or in a pillar of the music industry that changed America. They just got rid of all black music and started rapping. Everybody rap, and nobody can. I can't understand. No offense to those that like it. That's your business. But you don't have real singers and musicians, people that play real instruments other than computers and AI make you a genius. All you got to do is say, play like this, and you can just play like you at the piano, and it's going just like you tell it to do. If you got to be fake, you need to get out of the way. hmm I'm not going to be a fake. I'm not here to lie. I ain't here to since people. We got some things that are going on around about us that we need to know. And let me say this as I bring our guest commentator as Brother Lee on his way. He should be on his way. I sent him everything. That as we go forward, I want you to understand and realize one, we're going to be here. We're going to do the things that has to be done that's in within us to help our community. And the meaning to make it to get you the information that you need that you can help, that it can help, whether it's in business, whether it's in relations to people or what's going on and how we're going to maneuver and handle what we handle. We got to learn how to handle. We got some serious problems in our community. I'm talking to the black community. Yes, our people. Our people. I'm not just, and we're not just you're on television or you're on radio or whatever the case may be and doing it like they want us to do it. No, the voice has to be so distinct that you know what's going on. If we don't support each other, who's coming to rescue us as a people and as a community? Who's going to ride in on the white horse, as they say, and save the day? We don't have no John Waynes of our community. Our older people, they're dying out. People are old now. They're not, you don't have, I mean, they're not out there. And the young people they're on their own way. But I just believe that we're on the brinks as a community to help this country to get to where it needs to get to. Hey, they've been trying their best and we've been helping them to do it. We've been helping it to do it to ourselves. If you don't support a person, that's fine. If you do, support them and go on about your business. But folks, we got to cry loud and spare not. You have seen nothing yet. Is it all doom and gloom? No, it isn't, madam and sir. It is not all doom and gloom. It is to be able to maneuver and to support our own system and our own economy. I'm not saying don't go shop with the white people or anything like that. I'm not saying we racist or anything like that. My concentration is the black community. We need a voice. We need to not just have a voice, but a voice that's going to prop up, that's going to support. We don't need to have the things that are going on in this country. We're on the YouTube every day. Billions of people are on the YouTube every day. That's what they get their main communications from. Then we start getting all perky. How many people is in the world is listening? I don't know who's listening to our channel right now that will acknowledge it. I know we got folks in Japan and over in Alaska that I know real well because they communicate with us and over across this length and breadth of this country. So don't let the numbers fool you, because one, It just like with any other medium that's ran by white people and it's ran by Google and the white folks. Okay, we know that. They're gonna make it like they want to make sure and promote what they want to promote. They will promote and put out this foolishness about P. Diddy. That's all that people are talking about. This young man that's out there that we see, and he has it's a destruction that you see a black man reach the pinnacles of entertainment further and made more money than any entertainer in the business. This man got that kind of money. Before Tyler Perry and Oprah were making the kind of money that P. Diddy in the 90s, he was wearing them out. So we don't know what was given and what was behind, and they found them somebody. Let me tell you, they found them somebody. The white people found them somebody to creep into the black community even more. Let's go back a little bit to the 80s, the lower 80s. Freebasing was going on. Then they brought the crack into the neighborhood. Then they had the heroin real bad. They had from the heroin, they came with the meth. Then they got the other poison. All you got to do is just tap it. The fentanyl is here. Now people are combining like P. Diddy is doing. He's combining them all together and put some pink dye on it just to distinguish that this is what I want. Do you know that this enemy that was inside of this boy, the devil that you really want to know what a demon is, that's a demon. For real. He's under the control of that controlled substance. Does that say that he didn't do it? Yeah, he did. He go to jail, whoop his tail. Go to jail for everything that you've done. You did this. Now he's looking like I'm innocent. I got my cardigan sweater on and my white collared shirt and my pressed gray slacks and some real nice shoes. And this is what I am. But you're the devil. All that is a disguise. That's what I'm saying, people. That's what I'm saying. That's what they want us to be distracted with. That's why they don't want us to promote. Why would I bring some foolishness like that? I want to say hey to the Smoothie Cafe, and I wanted to say hey to them. We're working on some things for the Smoothie Cafe up there in Delaware. I want to say hello. I got graphics, but I can't put them up. I want to say hey to them. How are we going to do about D. Harris Interiors and Keisha the Stylist, the Lock Goddess of Memphis? And when we want to just relax and get our hair down, we can go to one of the most best cities when we travel. Let's go to some of these cities that need the tourism. Look, if you come to Clarksdale, Mississippi, you'll find out not only your black history, your religious history, or anything like that, and the origins, and see how really they mad. They tried to destroy that city. But God touched a young man by the name of Orlando Pete Patton. Lord, he's going to kill me. It's Pete Patton. No, I'm just kidding. Brother Orlando, Lil Red. Down there fighting for his people I say this man has brought an accumulation of almost $350 million to that area. Ooh, I want to know who that man is. I want that man that brought it there, not just for education, but for the infrastructure and everything. Now, if the other administration didn't do anything, that's not my business. But I believe that when Orlando gets in there, in the city of Clarksdale, and take that seat, things are going to change there. You better believe it. I'm just saying, when Kobe Chapman continues her quest, I don't know what God going to do with her, but the movement is going on in Harvey, Illinois. Fighting, they done pulled the woman and assaulted her on live TV, and no man stepped up and said, hey, brother, I would have stepped up. I don't care. Y'all, you can't, you got to know when to shut up, and you got to know when to talk. This is my time to talk. I'm showmaster here for the MacMan for right now. I'm not selfish. Hold on, Foxy. I got you. We're going to roll today. I got to just let you all know. Well, hey, what are we talking about? Just some general things. Penelope, welcome. I haven't been here in a couple of days, and we're just in the middle of a general discussion about just things in life, about how we're going to operate from now on here, and what it is that and my thing is, you can't have anybody holding your coattail. And if a person or a sponsor or somebody says, well, we'll pull the money if you keep saying that's what the play they did. You keep talking like this against our kinfolks, we gonna pull out. Well, take it. Take it. You wouldn't take it. Take the commercial too. You can have that too. You can have it too. I release you from any. I ain't got time to be sedated. So who am I suing? If you can't pay the rate that you were what you were assigned to, that you agreed to, just because somebody said something about your raggedy relative up there that's corrupting the town and the city of Harvey, Illinois, up there, ripping the people off right in front of, treating the senior citizens like they dogs and and you church folks up to St. Mark's and the rest of y'all up there, True Holiness, Church of God in Christ, all y'all up there. Y'all need to get up there and y'all need to do something. Y'all go to church there every Sunday. Let that man know you can't. And he told that churches, y'all got to pay us to have a business license to open up the doors of the church. How? And he got mad because I called him a sucker. Yeah, you're a sucker. You're a sucker, Mayor Clark. You're a sucker and a punk. Yeah, you are. I said it. Now tell your relative to take it like that. If you go along, I wouldn't care if it was my mama. If you go along with the foolishness that people say, hey, Diane Black, I know you're there. No, not Kojic. I'm sorry. See, Penelope. So, hey, Diane Black. Just like that, I'm gonna get to that part too. I'm gonna talk about some folks that said some garbage. Okay, we bring quality stories. We try to let you know what's going on, even with the immigrants. Somebody got nervous about we talking about the immigrants and how much the immigrants is getting. All of that they was getting, Foxy, all that information that you had sent to us about what was going on in and how they were sending all this money, they got mad. Oh, we don't like James Mack. We gonna pull his whole card. All right, you pull it. You can laugh, Foxy, if you want. I hear you in the background. You come on in, come on in. You know what I'm
It
saying,
don't
Foxy?
phase
There
me
are,
not one bit.
yeah.
Facts and
Yeah,
facts.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
knock you down. Yeah, I'm gonna knock you down, James. Mack. I'm gonna knock you out so you can't broadcast no more. I'm gonna put the whammy on you because you talking about my relative. I'm gonna do that, but it's people like my brother Martin and the rest of y'all out there. You know who I know who out there that said, and Kobe, and I want to thank you, all the woman, for your encouragement. Yeah, man, don't you let nobody run you off the air. Well, if they run you off the air, they running the voice off the air. I must be upsetting somebody in Mississippi and somewhere because these jokers in Mississippi treating Diane Black like she's nobody. Diane Black came to us. Hey, Diane. Diane Black came to us and was honest. She said, James, she said, this is what I have. I said, give it here. Roll and gonna do it again. She ain't even said nothing. I ain't got a commercial ready yet. I ain't had to worry about her praying for us, supporting us, looking out for us, helping out people, and doing what she doing as she was on her quest. She didn't have an entourage. She didn't have no bodyguards. She didn't have no advanced team. Mr. Trent Kelly. She didn't have nobody traveling, take a delegation way to Washington to see your retirement from a service that y'all disgraced with the orange man. Talk about they were suckers and losers, the veterans. How can you call yourself a veteran and do the salute and everything, Mr. Kelly, when you disrespect people here in your own district? Oh, he got a different kind of black person in the first congressional district. See, they make their own money. Everybody's got their house. Who moving in these new houses in DeSoto County, Marshall County, and around in Panola County and Oxford, where people and the white folks live? Black people moving into those new houses. So you're mad at the Mac man because the Mac man put it out that you're a sucker and a loser, Mayor Clark, that you disrespect the black people that you said that you were going to serve. You rather for the town and the city of Harvey to go down and to be a tramp hole. Y'all in Clarksdale, y'all rather have that undertaker, that guy that run around and pick up the dead bodies. He's a coroner. Y'all rather have a dead. The dead can't help the living. Okay, so he needs to keep doing his undertaking, and we need to put Orlando in that office. I'll be there for the inauguration for when he win. I'm going to be live down there in Clarksdale, Mississippi, with my friend. I am. I'm going to be right there. He's going to win in the name of Jesus. I believe he is, and he loved the Lord. Yes, he does. He loved the Lord. Orlando loved him, loved the people of Clarksdale. When his dad died, I saw the reaction that they had. His father, with the wisdom and the knowledge that he gave to him, and all of his colleagues that came from Jackson and everywhere to support him. I was in the room. I was there. I don't say much, certain security reasons. I don't say much, but I know. I mean, you got to make sure that see, because you got to watch folks. And I support him. Brother Lee is here too. I'm gonna put him up too. And this is James Mack. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. We here. And hey Lee, I know that everybody was wondering where we were, what was going on. So I'm just letting you know what was happening. Ain't no sad. Don't be sad. Let's go to work. We got to go. James Mack got to go to work just like everybody else. Just like everybody got to go to work. We got to bring something to the. We can't lose the momentum that we have. We can't lose it. Oh, we'll knock him off. Oh, we'll say this and that. Oh, you can't do this and that. God will provide for me. And this show, I'm going to work. It's a job. I got to do it. And I got to make sure that it's done right. I got to make sure that the platform that God gave unto us to broadcast each and every day. Let's just start with this right here. We ain't talking about the new stuff. Lee still got to do his own variety. I don't know what's
Brother,
going to happen. Wait, Lee, hold on a second, bro. Hold on. What you got? I
okay.
got you. Come on, say good grand rising to everybody. Go ahead. Say what you got to
Grand
say.
Rising, good day, good morning, good day, good evening, good
What you sound like you
afternoon.
cooking or something or
I,
chopping
I
something up?
put I put it all on out there. A great day, new
Great
beginnings.
day. New beginning.
Um,
Okay, and y'all stay there just for 1 second. I'm gonna turn you loose right now. A couple of I done did the breaks and everything. I might do one later, but I just want to say to you, Liam. I want to say this to you from day one when we started. Well, I didn't know where this was going. I had no idea that this was going to go like it's going, like this broadcast is going, and the responsibility is great because it's got to be if you're not effective if you're not constant. We've been on a year going on well, July will be a year and a half. We're almost at a year and 6 months. Every day we've been on, and I had to figure out, I had to take out this time, one to get my head together, one to get my head together on a whole lot on things, period. Because it's got to blend in and make it. You got to have family and lifetime, and you got to do the things that we do here. So I don't plan to just be have a microphone in my hand. No, I do plan to do what I do, but then I want to make sure that I'm productive in what I'm doing. That we're not just here as a hobby. Okay, yes, there's a business aspect, but let's do it the right way by bringing great quality content. Let's bring great quality stories. Let's keep the mix going. That's what people want. And I believe that's what they're going to get. That's enough of me talking about all of that. I haven't, Lord Jesus, wait a minute, CD. All TV always does the monitor here, always do what it does. I want to say this. I want to bring this up. I want Brother Lee and them to come on in and just give their greetings, their early morning comments or whatever, and we'll talk about. I do want to talk as I find this information that Foxy had sent to us, and we'll continue. Brother Lee Mack, our co-host, is here, and Foxy Two Roxy Three. As you will, come in your own way and do what you do. I'm going to get this other information that we're going to talk about in the second half. Go ahead, y'all.
Well, good morning again and grand rising. Hello, my brother, my partner in crime. How are you doing
how
this
you
morning?
doing, my sister? I am fine, my sister. How's it going? What you got to speak about today?
Well, I want to speak about last night. I went live on my channel, and I look. I stayed on Clock's neck. I was on his neck hard last night. Also, I was letting him know what he's doing is crazy, you know. And then I showed a few clips of Flint and how dysfunctional they are with their board, and it just disheartened me how these black people that's in these seats are so dysfunctional against their own people. So I went on to their little website on Facebook, and I let my voice be known. And they're not going to shut me up, and I'm going to stay on their neck. I'm going to stay on their neck because this is not right. You know, you talk about how we not treated right, how we not getting reparation, and we not getting this, but yet you're not helping us at all. You're hurting your own people. You're taking their land, you're taking their homes, you're taking their money, and you're just leaving them to fend for themselves and think that it's okay. And when they stand behind God and stand behind the name of God and say you're doing it for God because God guiding you and leading you, I have a problem with that. Stop using his name in vain just to sit back and be all about the money. Stop using his name in vain. Sit back and look at yourself of what you're doing to your own people, your community, your constituents. What you're doing to them is wrong, absolutely wrong. I mean, this is not just in Harvey or Flint, it's all over the world. We got to stop doing our own communities terrible. You wonder why you can't never get nowhere. You can't get respiration because you're destroying yourself. Who's going to give you some money and help you to get back on your feet and do what you need to do when you sit back and destroy what they give you? You got to sit back and start thinking and using your brain and stop using violence and conning and conniving, all this stuff just to get ahead. You're not achieving nothing. The same way God, if you want to use God's name, let's use it this way. The same way he gave it to you is the same way he can take it. Now, how you like those apples? I said it. I'm going to keep saying it. And I don't give a patootie what you think of me.
Well,
I'm going to
they
speak my
said that
mind.
you said a little something about. I heard in the wind that you had addressed Mayor Clark, and I'm not. I'm like this. When you said that, I was surprised at first. I didn't actually get a chance to get on the broadcast, but excuse me. But I was just interested because how could how could people sit there and let these people do this to one of the elected officials that's just wanted to ask a question, just one little question about why they did what they did. I don't understand it to save my life. He's just I don't know, Foxy. I'm just I don't
I
know.
told him, I said, stand up. He put on his pants the same way some of us women put on our pants and all the other brothers put on their pants, one leg at a time. He ain't nobody. He's not a god. He's not a king. The same way he got on his little makeshift throne, he can come off that makeshift throne.
Mm.
And
Woo.
I said it
Mm,
just like
mm,
that. And I don't care who hear it. He's on a
yeah.
makeshift throne that he don't own no throne on this earth.
Mm,
And the same way he's sitting behind that desk, behind that chair, in that chair,
mm.
dictating, trying to be a dictator, is the same way he can come down off it.
That's true. You know something? We were talking, Brother Lee, about apartheid, and Foxy was saying something, and even the situation that's going on right now. Wait a minute, I lost him. Wait a minute, hold on a second. I'm talking about Brother Lee. Wait. All right, Brother Lee. I'm sorry, Brother Lee. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That was my fault. Brother Lee, I wanted to say that when people talk about slavery, apartheid, plantation life, how black people came up, even in, as they migrated, there was always a segment of black people that kept the white people informed and kept us down, looking like what they call the Willie Lynch type way. Give us a little example, because not that you know your stuff, but you can help us a little bit that there were black people that were against black people too, and was selling
Well,
slaves too, and that were had that kind of
well,
attitude. Come on with it. I'm here.
well,
Go ahead.
there. Okay, like I always say, you can look it up. Yeah, there was the number of blacks that actually owned blacks were like it wasn't even 1%. It was one or two blacks that actually owned a black person. So when they talk about blacks own blacks like it's an epidemic, like it was everywhere. No, it wasn't. It was one or two. We talking out of thousands of slave owners.
Okay, where Brother
Hello?
Lee?
Did he leave? I don't know. He must have popped out of the way. Um, I brought that up because of the simple fact of the matter that we're more against ourselves than anything, Foxy. That's wait a minute, hold on. Let me get him back in. Hold on one second.
Right.
There you go, brother Lee. You there? Okay, wait, Lee.
And I was
We
thinking
you
about that, and
popped
I see
out.
that on social
Okay,
media all the time. And we need to
okay,
talk about issues here. And we're going to talk about this issue for a second. Our sisters be saying
okay.
that they're prized and they should be revered and put on a pedestal and cared for and taken care of. That's bullshit. And I said it. And the thing is why I said it was, is that a sister was never a prize in this country. See, you can look this up. Sister worked alongside the man, the black man. She wasn't. What sisters are talking about is white women and how they were treated back in the 50s and 40s and 30s and 20s. You can go all the way back down to when we got off that boat, and they were never a prize. We worked alongside each other. We worked just as hard together to get things. No one was put on a pedestal. See, and that's what's wrong with sisters today. They say, I want to be treated like back in the past. No, you don't. You don't want to work for day and night. You want to clean somebody's houses and wash out wipe somebody's white kids' butts. You don't want to go iron somebody else's clothes and take them to their houses. You don't want to do the things that my grandmother did. You don't want to do that. Or my great grandmother did. You say you want to be treated like the past? The past sisters wasn't living like the white women. See sisters be saying, I want to be treated like the traditional man. Well, that traditional man needed you to get up in every morning at 4 o'clock and go to work, go wash clothes. Like he go into that factory, or he go work, or he go serve at some person's house. He drives them around and gets almost no money for it. Or he works in that factory and he gets pennies for an hour. See, that's what we did. That's what sisters did back in the day. So when sisters have got this delusion about how sisters were treated in the past, they're a lie. That's a lie. You can look it up. And see, we won't come together until we realize that we're not them. See, we act like, well, I want to be treated like a queen. Well, you were never treated like a queen in these United States. So don't pretend, don't tell lies, don't pee on people and tell them that it's raining. See, sisters are lying about this behavior. They say, I want to be taken out and wined and dined. You were never taken out and wined and dined in the past. We worked together. If that brother had 2 cents, he took you out, but he didn't wine you down. You knew he didn't have much, so you accommodated. You worked together. You understood that this we had to make the best of life, and that's the thing. And that's how we achieve things by working together. That's how we started our own businesses. That's how we ran our own communities. But see, now sisters are delusional to the fact of they being crazy. That's what I have to say.
Come on, Foxy. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Okay, part of it,
But
you're right. You're right.
hello,
But also, you know, we
my sister.
well, I can speak for myself, my brother. I can speak for myself. I was there
Can you hear?
beside
Can
my
you hear her, Lee?
Hello.
Wait, Foxy. Wait. Can you hear Lee? Lee, come in and if you can come in and come back out.
Hello.
Just come in and come back out. Okay, Lee. If you can hear me, go in and come back out.
Hello.
Cause some.
I,
Okay,
I
we
can
hear
I
you.
Seem
can
like
hear
we're
him.
disconnected.
I can
Okay.
hear him.
Have him. Okay, can you hear him? Can you hear me, Lee? Can you hear me, Fox? You can hear me, Foxy, can't you? I'm sorry, y'all.
Yes,
Stand by a
I can
second.
hear you.
Okay, Lee,
Hello.
if you can hear any one of us, come in and come back out. That's what he got to do. Okay, you there, Foxy?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead and comment as Lee. He'll be right back. He'll be right back.
I agree with partially with Brother Lee. Um, I can only speak for me. I can't speak for
Okay,
all the black women, but I can speak for me.
okay,
I still, I grew up in the South. I grew up watching my grandmother and work beside my grandfather. I grew up working with my grandparents. Um, during the summer, my mother couldn't afford daycare, so I was in the South. I was working in tobacco fields and pulling blueberries picking blueberries and strawberries and working and getting cucumbers and all that. I did the farm work. I did the hard work. I have worked in factories. I stood beside a brother in a factory and did just as much work as they did. I did lifting, and if anybody know about the South that worked in tobacco, I was standing on the tip post, hanging tobacco and taking down tobacco. I was out there topping and sucking beside the brothers. So not everybody wants that life. And I knew that I wasn't getting anywhere because I wasn't getting enough money to take care of my children. So that's why I moved to the north back, went down there, finished my high school teaching there because the crime rate got a little bad up here. So I went back to the south, got my high school diploma, went to college for a year there, came back up here and got my degree. And I started working in the federal government. But what I do is I stand beside a man. He's striving to try to be something and do better with his life. I got your back. But if I'm doing all the work and you standing there, oh woe me, and not trying, I'm not gonna have that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit back and say I'm better than a man. I never would say that. But I'm not gonna sit back and let a man drag me down either. You have to make sure that, if you're going to stand by a brother and you're going to work with the brother's working with you. If a brother's not working with you, then he's not worth your time. And I understand what Brother Lee said. We work side by side. I got you, bro. I understand that, just like we all working here together, side by side. But you got some that don't want to work. You got some women that don't want to work, and you got some brothers that don't want to work.
This is never equal here. Life is not equal. We try to make it like, okay, there's some brothers and there's some women. No, 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 no. That's not how life is. And you know that. Either somebody is acting a fool, and maybe both of y'all acting a fool, but usually it's one person acting a fool. And I'm going to call it like I see it. We need to talk like adults here. We need to stop trying to cater to people, certain people, because we want to make it seem like we both having the same problem. No, we're not. No, we're not. They got, because here's the thing. You got sisters. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like it is, and I'm not gonna back down or say, yeah, things are equally bad. It's not equally yoked. It's not equally yoked. It's delusion that's on it. You got the most intelligent women. There are women with PhDs that's super smart. Forget about the PhD. There's some intelligent women that are talking delusion. They're delusional because they want what they want. They don't care if it's right. They don't care. They don't care if it's wrong. They will push that narrative. They will tell these sisters out here things that's not true. And they will steer them down a road. That's why you see these sisters. I'm going to tell you something. Sisters spend 35% of their income on their looks. 35% of their income goes towards their looks. You tell me how crazy that is. That's crazy delusion. You sent sisters that don't have the money is spending it on how they look. Clothes, shoes, makeup, hair, all of these things, cars. They spend it on how they are perceived. 35% of their income is spent on these things. You tell me how delusional. You got the most educated women to the most uneducated women spending the last dollar they got on their looks. You tell me how that is equal. Speak, my sister.
No, I'm not saying that's equal, but there's brothers. I have a brother, a younger brother than me, that spend 35% of his money on his clothes, his wardrobe, and buying cars and flashing with jewelry. No, it's not equal, but they're doing the same thing.
I'm not talking about the exception, my sister. We're talking about the rule here.
Look, that's what I'm talking about too.
And women spend on the whole, not the brother down the street. You can look this up. You can look this up, my sister.
Wait a minute. How many brothers, when you have these, okay, you can look it up too. There are brothers out here that spend their money on clothes and jewelry.
Yes, my sister. That's the exception. That's not the rule. Do you know what an exception is? That means that's the minority. That means that's a small amount. That means we're talking about the majority of women. The majority of black women spend 35% of their income on their looks. Then we're not talking about the exception where you seen a brother here, a brother there uh, on looks. On looks, no.
90
You
90%
talking
of the
about listen.
rappers on TV. Look,
We're
90%
not
of the
talking
rappers
about the rappers. The rappers
they
are less
are
than one
men.
percent.
They
They're
are
less
men.
than 1%. They're less than 1% of the population of
You
black
can't
men.
you can't you
Less than
can't look
1%.
you can't loop
I'm
all
talking
men.
about 80. I'm talking about 80% of the black women are spending it on looks. 80%. Not 1% of the black men. You're talking about a rapper. How many rappers got in your family that actually make money?
I don't
I
have
hear
any
crickets.
rappers and
I
I
hear
don't have
crickets. I hear
Okay.
crickets.
I
That's
don't
what I'm
All
have
right.
saying.
no
All
You
interviews.
right.
brought
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Let's go to break real quick. I got to do this break real quick. We're going to come back with this wonderful discussion that we listen. Y'all stick around. This is what we do here at the Magman Morning Show. This is a discussion that we have. We'll be right back. Hold on. Everybody will be back in a couple of seconds. You're listening to the Magman Morning Show.
Tune in to the Macman Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Macman Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
Y'all know that it's Memorial Day weekend coming up. I know y'all gonna be cooking and doing all that you do. Y'all just stick around, but y'all have a wonderful holiday. I want to say some partings to Penelope. She has to go. We'll be right back. We got one more, y'all. We'll be right back. Hold on.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
And you're listening to the Macman Morning Show. It is 9 minutes, almost 9. I think it is. Yes, that's what it is. 9 minutes after the hour of 10 on the Central Standard Time. Welcome to each and every one of you that are in the chat. Those of you that are in the bushes, we'd like to say hello to all of you. Yes, we're here. We're back. We're not going anywhere. Adjustments have been made. They're going to be made. We are here with the wonderful discussion between our two panelists. We got our co-host, Brother Lee Mack, here of the Lee Mack of the Macman Morning Show. And we have Foxy 2, Roxy 3. Foxy is the host of Foxy's Angel Zone. Continue with your conversation. We're in our second half. Let's roll.
I say, sister, that it's those rappers you just brought up. I'm about to let you have it on this one. Most of those rappers, those chains they have around their necks are fake. Most of those cars that they drive, they're rented. Most of those houses they live in, they still paying a mortgage on. So in that money that you say they have, they owe it to the record companies. So they're in debt. When a rapper starts, a musician or any kind of celebrity, and the music starts, you know what? They own the record company. They start off in debt. So them clothes and you think they own, no, it's owned by the record company. They loaned them the money. They still ain't paid for it yet. So we can bring rappers as an example to say, look at what they're spending. They're spending money they don't even have. and those clothes are not even, those chains are not real, those watches are not real, those cars are not theirs, and the houses they rent there. And some of them still live with their mama, and some of them quite famous. You might not believe it, but some of them are very famous and still living at home with their mama, sleeping on the couch. So the thing I'm talking about our sisters out here, and I'm not afraid to tell them. They can call in and they can radio in, they can phone me, text me because they know it's true. They're spending 35 of their income on nonsense. They're spending it on hair salon. They can tell you where the best hair salons are, where the best hair stores are, where the best shoe stores are, where the best places to get a purse at. They want to look their best all the time with money they don't have. You tell me different, sister.
Now I want to ask you, all the shoe stores, how many brothers have those hundred and some dollar shoes on their feet that they spend on their money? How many brothers you see out here with brand new Jordans and everything all over their feet that they spend their checks on? But you want to sit back and talk about our makeup. But what about
Almost
and
definitely.
that's why
They
and
buying gym shoes. Okay, sisters are buying hair, nails. I got a list for them. Hair, nails, feet. They got clothes. They got shoes and purses. I can give a list. You say the brothers are wearing shoes. Okay, I give you that. But you
shoes,
got sisters
they're wearing
wearing
shoes. They wear look, you got brothers
they
going out here
wearing the
paying
same sneakers.
money for suits. They going out here paying money for outfits. You act like
Brothers
us
don't
women
wear
are the only
suits.
ones that do
Brother,
anything
you on a
wrong in
suit.
regard to the
When the
wardrobe.
when the last when the last brothers you saw in a suit, my sister? Brothers don't
Oh,
wear suits no more.
oh,
When
I
the
don't know
last
where
brother
you
you say,
been.
but when you on
Where you been?
where you
I
see
didn't
a
see
brother
you
with a
out
suit
there in
on?
DC. I see him all the time in
Sister,
Washington, DC.
where did he wear
I
that
see him
suit at,
all the
brother? Where
time.
was he going? Where was he going, brother? Where was he going, sister? Where was he going
He was
with a
going to
suit
the
on?
club. He was going to different places.
Oh,
I don't know.
you see a brother with a suit
But
on in
you
the club. Let me tell you
but
something. You ain't been to the club too often, have you? Because they don't wear suits in clubs anymore. So
oh,
that's not
the one
true. Call
I go
somebody.
to the
Call
one for the
somebody.
older men. Older men wear suits, brother. I don't talk about boys. I talk about men. Men that go to the clubs
The
I
ones
go
that
to wear suits.
sister,
But
those are the
Okay,
ones
wait,
that's
wait, wait, wait,
paying the
wait, wait, wait.
money.
Okay, brothers and sisters, hold on. Because I think nobody's here. I think they hear you. But let's look at it this way. Now, this is a discussion, y'all. Y'all don't get nervous. Two people having the discussion that they have. Chime in, give your opinion. The views that they express, their views are not mine, but they're their views. And as we continue, let's go with the continue with the conversation. Go forth,
I'll,
brother.
I'll let the sister go. Go ahead, sister.
what I was saying, and I'm gonna calm down because that is not who I am. That is not who I am, and I don't like yelling. I don't like yelling at
Yeah,
all.
okay.
So please forgive me for that. But I'm just saying, I go to places that we have dignified men. I don't go places where there are young boys that walk around with gym suits and gym shoes and all this stuff. I go and see men that dress appropriate, that carry themselves like they're gentlemen. And that's what I'm talking about. And those are the men that accept me for who I am, regardless if I have makeup on or not. I don't look
Look,
at
look,
what a woman wear or what a man wear. I look at what they
look,
have in between their ears.
look,
And I
look,
go
my
to
sister.
dignified locations, and the clubs I go to, we go in there and we go in there dignified. We don't go in there half stepping and we don't go in there looking like girls and boys. A lot of these young people out here, yeah, they got all this stuff in their hair shaved off on one side, half their hair shaved off. They got dreads all over their heads. They got eyelashes that's almost as long as their eyelids. They got all this makeup on, all these tattoos, nose rings, all this stuff. No, they're not women. That's not nothing that represent us women. They represented their style, their lifestyle. A real woman would carry herself dignified. She would not wear a whole lot of makeup. Those that's wearing a whole lot of makeup are hiding something that they don't want people to see. But a real woman like me, I don't wear makeup. I don't do any of that. I wear lipstick, and that's about as far as it go. I might do eyeliner. That's it. But as far as wearing a whole lot of makeup to try to make myself look like I'm somebody I'm not, that's not me. And that's why I said some, because I'm one of those of the some that don't go around here prancing around with a whole lot of makeup and spending
Well,
half of my money. I'm very
Well,
frugal.
well,
I'm not gonna
well,
go out here and spend all my money. That's why I keep saying some,
well,
because I'm not
well,
one of those that go out here and spend 35% of
well,
my money.
well,
I
well,
got other
well,
things I got to take care of, like bills. I got to
well,
take care of my
sister.
bills and where I lay my head, how I feed, how I handle myself, how I get from point A to point B. I don't have time
Well,
to do all that other stuff and spend all my money in a whole bunch of stores.
well, to be commended, sister. I'm commending you for that. You are what we call the exception and not the rule. You know, most women, most black women do have makeup on. Most white black women do go to the nail shop every day and get their eyelashes done. They keep those places very busy. See, you saying you don't go. Well, that's commendable because you less than 1% or 1%. And those clubs that you go to, I know them for a fact. If you go into the ones I think you're going to, those sisters got makeup on. Those sisters got hair on. Those sisters got nails on. Those sisters got their toes done. Those sisters got those new outfits, and they don't wear the same outfit at they wear the same outfit once, and then they throw it away and they go on with another one. They don't wear the same thing twice. So all those sisters go. You don't spend it, but they're spending it. And those men that you're talking about are wearing those suits. Those are those 50, 60-year-old brothers that's in that Steppers Club wearing them old suits.
Okay, we lost him again.
I'm talking right now, my sister. You got those
Go ahead. No,
overweight
no,
brothers.
we had lost you at first. We was trying to bring you back. Go ahead. You back now. Go ahead. Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
tell you, you got those overweight brothers at those clubs that you go to. They out of shape, can't see their shoes. They don't go to the health club. They don't look in on their health. Those are the brothers that's over the hill that no woman wants, but she'll have to settle for that kind of brother because he can't catch a cold. We're not talking about that brother because he's overdue. He's gone. So those are the brothers that y'all chasing because when you go to the clubs like that you talking about, they playing step set music. They got the brothers in the old suits that don't look like anything that you want, but you got to settle for that kind of thing. But here's the thing: I'm talking about sisters that's overpaying for things that don't cost what they say they cost. We have to get back to that. And we have to get back to respecting each other and stop saying that you are the prize and then you valuing yourself and then you value yourself out of the market. You overprice yourself out of the market because you're saying that you want a man at the finish line.
Okay.
Everybody's waiting all the women are waiting at the finish line for that man. He don't want you because you weren't there in the beginning. He don't
Okay.
want you when you starting off. He wants you there at the finish line. Not at the finish line, but at the beginning. And that's what I'm saying, my sister. I'm not really getting on this. I got daughters. I got cousins. I got nieces. I got aunts. And I'm gonna tell you something. I respect women, but black women are getting off the message. We getting off the message. We chasing things that not valuable. We don't even respect it. Women talk to men like men. They'll tell a man what they won't do and get in his face for it. Is that somebody you want to put on a pedestal? Is that
No.
somebody you want to call a prize? That's the thing. And they pray for a good man, but in order to have a good man, these men got to start acting better, start pulling their pants up, and start acting need to stop thinking that they can talk to a man like a man, and they can't. That's what makes you less feminine. That makes you less of a woman when you can tell a man what he ain't gonna do, what you ain't gonna do, and how he ain't gonna do this, and how you get in his face and you do all these things. That's disrespectful. And you might be thinking, brother Lee can't catch a cold out here, and that's why he's so angry. I can catch. You know what? I fall out of my bed every day, and I hit my head on a woman. If it ain't a woman telling me how attractive I am or how I can get this and how I can do this, I'm gonna tell you something. I got no problem meeting women. I got no problem meeting women. I meet a lot of women every day, and I hit my head on women because I know how to speak. I speak well, I talk well, I look good, and I'm intelligent. So that's the thing. See, a lot of brothers are socially retarded, and that's why they get screwed over by women. Women take advantage of them because guys are chasing cooch all day.
Uh-oh. Y'all lost me. Wait a minute. Hold on.
You still there?
Okay, go ahead, Brother Lee. You back. Hello? Wait a minute. I don't know what happened to him. Are you there, Foxy?
I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead. I wanted to
Yes.
say we were try. Okay, there we go. I don't know what happened to his microphone. He's there. Wait a minute. I will get him back. Go ahead, Foxy, and come on in. My thing is,
Yeah,
this is
I'm
what I
here.
want to say. Okay, all right, there you go. We're discussing something. I know that the topic may be not to a lot of likings. That's cool. Well, we all right with that. But don't get bent out of shape, folks. Don't get yourself worried. My thing is, if we don't have these conversations, and I know that Foxy and me respect each other, just like we bring the smoke, people bring smoke, and as we come on and as we discuss, people are having these discussions. And if we can't discuss, how are we going to know how to fix something if we don't know what's on the other side? Well, what is the complaint or whatever the case may be? I'm no expert or whatever in the case may be, small fry in it. I'm learning each and every day. So I'm learning. I want to hear from these two experienced people how, as we discuss things about what's happening in our community, what are the brothers and sisters saying in the community? We don't do that, but we're doing it here. We're still rolling. Y'all go ahead and they're back now. Brother Lee is back and Miss Foxy, two Roxy three. Go ahead, y'all.
I like Miss
I think
Fox. I like you. I do. And it seems like we just having a discussion here, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm because as enough is enough because we looking at that, when you look at social media and you look at that YouTube and Twitter and when these people get on there and talk about relationships and how one side is on this side and one side is on that side and they catering to each other viewers to try to get likes and stuff like that and get subscribers and they'll say whatever they can to get to subscribers. I'm not that guy. I won't say what I have to get a subscriber, to get people to like
that's
me,
true.
to get the people
That's
clicks.
true.
I don't chase. I will never chase a click. And that's the
That's
problem.
true.
That's why sisters can't
That's
get
true.
help. Brothers can't get help because they can't get the truth. Nobody won't tell you the truth, and then when you hear it, you feel angry about it. You feel pissed off about it. You feel like you got to defend what those lies that you've been hearing. And I'm not gonna give you a lie. The truth here. I love women. You know what? I can't do what I want. I mean, I'm tell you like
Okay. It,
to me like that. You say, my brother.
no, I was just saying, go ahead. I was adjusting my mic. That's all. But I wanted to say,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, my go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Look, when we cater to a certain narrative, I'm gonna give you an example. When you go to any black church, the majority of people in that black church are women. Are women. You can go to any church, any black church you want. The majority in that black church are women. And that pastor is going to cater to those women. He's going to tell those women things they want to hear because if he doesn't, he's going to lose his people. He's going to lose his sheep if he don't cater to the women and not tell them something they need to hear. He'll tell them things you want to hear. And I'm going to tell you things you need to hear. And that's the thing. We got to stop catering to each other because we're not like the Caucasians. And see, that's the thing we have to understand is that we're not like them. And you don't have to do what they do to get where we need to go to. And that's what I have to say. I mean, we've been doing that for years and it hasn't been working for us. And you look at what I say and say that I'll dare at least say that the women are doing. The women are wearing too much makeup. The women are staying too long in the hair store. Women are going to that nail salon too many times a week. All of this. All of this is
Believe.
true.
I want to ask this. Okay, I know on both sides. Let's on the perspective of a man. Sometimes, and I'm guilty of this. I I will shut down, put it that way. I will keep quiet. And you could be going through some things, and I think that this is a flaw that I have in a sense because you're trying to do what you have to do, and I can't knock a sister. This is James speaking. I'm not gonna knock a sister for spending her money. I'm not gonna knock her for going to do what she needs to do because if we really look at it, the real victims are black people, men and women. The things that we have gone through as a people that that has torn our community as people apart. I don't want to go back to the old way. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm not going to lose where I come from either. And me on a man's perspective, on James's perspective is this: I know that there's work that I have to do. I know that there's some things that I contributed to. Not everything is the woman's fault. It is, I got to take the blame for a whole lot of broken this and broken that and broken promises and things that I had under my control, which gave the reaction to the woman that I'm with, gave her the reaction that she's going to have. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be upset. She's going to be under pressure. These things, she's trying to keep a house together, do this, do that. And there's some women and men, there's some men that I can't stand. You know what kind of men I can't stand? The men that have children and not taking care of them. Now, I'm not as fortunate to be a father. God bless all those brothers that are fathers out there. But those that are doing and those that are not doing, the ones that are not doing, I got a problem with. Because now that means that I got the perception that the woman has of me. They'll give it to me. For all men, not all women, not all black women. No, not all of us, but the majority of the brothers got a problem. The majority of the sisters got a problem. It's a majority thing where we got a new generation of folks and a new generation of people that have collided with the training and the upbringing that we have. Go ahead there, Brother Lee.
Listen, I'm going to tell you the solution and what that problem was that you just said, and I'm going to clear that up for you, my brother. You know why these men are these babies are having all these men are having all these kids? And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to answer it. It's because you don't blame the watermelon for being picked at the grocery store. Do you when you go to the grocery store, do you blame the butcher for you picking the meat? No, you don't blame the butcher for you picking the meat. You blame the person who bought the meat, who picked out the meat. See, that's the thing. We giving women excuses for picking the bad men. You don't get an excuse for picking something bad when you had the choice to pick it. See, that's the thing. You had a kid before you had a marriage. He wasn't good enough to marry, but he was certainly good enough to make a baby. You see, I'm not going to give a woman a pass, a black woman a pass, any woman a pass on coming up with a bad man that don't stick around and take care of his kids because you knew what kind of character he had when you laid down with him. But he looked good. He smelled good. He had good penis. So you gave him some. And you kept giving him some. Sometimes you give him some so you can keep him and keep him with you. So you give him a baby so you can think he's going to stay with you. So you mess up that baby's life and you mess up your life. So when you the picker, don't blame the fruit. See, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to give a woman an excuse because she picked a bad man and she had a baby with him before she had a marriage. That's
Now
what I have
I
to
want
say.
to say, and now I want to say this, Foxy. Now that's his view on that. I want yours straight, uncut, gold. You got your shot. Roll. I'm listening.
I've listened to my brother. I did not disrespect him as far as interrupt him. I'm listening to everything he said. I have yet, and I'm sitting here and I'm listening to everything that we are. Basically, you said we're the fault for everything that goes wrong with our black race. What do the brothers do? And I'll wait on that. And before you speak, I want you to think about it. Because for so far in the last 15 to 20 minutes, all you talk about what we women are doing wrong. I have yet to hear one time that you have really sat back and let us know what the men are doing wrong. But
Well,
go
well,
ahead.
When
No, no, no,
Miss
women.
Robin,
Let me
Miss
finish. I
Robin.
Wait,
didn't
wait, Lee.
interrupt
Okay, go
you.
You
ahead,
got to
go
give
ahead,
her
go
a
ahead,
chance.
go
Hold
ahead, go
on,
ahead,
Lee. Lee,
go
Lee.
ahead, go
Wait,
ahead.
wait,
No,
wait.
no, go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
go ahead,
Toxic.
go ahead,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
Now, Brother Lee, I didn't cut you off. I'm being patient and being honorable to you, just like I want you to be the same with me. I said, I sat here and I listened to you, and I sat here and I listened to you patiently and didn't interrupt you. And everything you said, we picking wrong men, we're making babies, we getting nails, we getting hair, we getting this, we're getting that. You women spending money, you women doing this, you women doing that, you women, you women, you women. And I'm like, I even said that on one of our past broadcasts that we women are not we're not perfect. We make mistakes, but I'm listening to our brother who putting down the queens that you want to have your back. You're not lifting us up. You tearing us down. And then you say our black community need to lift each other up. How you lifting us up by tearing us down by making us seem like we the big, excuse my language, fuck ups in the relationship? I want to know, where did you lift me up as a queen through your whole rant? I'll wait.
Okay, my sister. And in fact, you're wrong about what I said because I did talk about the brothers pulling up their pants and respecting themselves, respecting women. I did say that. You got that wrong. You said you listened to me. If you really listened to me, you would have heard me say these brothers need to pick up their pants. These brothers need to respect women. They need to respect themselves until they can lead. Until they can do that, they can lead. I said that. You didn't bring that up. You left that out because maybe you blacked out when that happened when I said it, because I definitely said that. I didn't blame women for everything that goes on in the black community. I blame women for picking the wigs, for picking the nails, for picking the hair. If they're not doing those things, you tell me that that's not happening. That women are not doing those things. Women are not buying the hair. Women is not picking out those men that they're getting pregnant by. They picking the men that they're getting pregnant by. They're blaming the men because they picked them. They blaming. Come on now. You pick the men, you get to lay down with the men, you get to have pregnancy, and then you want to blame the man for getting you pregnant. He didn't get you, he didn't jump on your back and do it. You picked him and got him, and now you want to blame him for the fact you made bad choices. Yes, he was wrong for not taking care of kid, but you knew he was coming when he came. And see, and that's the thing. You want an excuse for something you done. Stand up and say, listen, women are not the excuse, not the problem for everything in our community. But when you talk about pregnancies and picking the wrong man, you pick the wrong men. Just like you can pick the wrong job to work at. And then you want to blame somebody else for you picking the wrong man. That sounds crazy. And the women with 2 and 3 kids by different daddies, you explain that to me. That's bad choice. So you can, if you want to take up for women who got different
Yeah.
kids by different
But
men,
Lee,
and you
it
think that
takes
stuff
two.
is right, no,
Two
no,
to
no.
make a
But
baby.
but the women,
I
but the
got to
women.
stop.
Listen,
But the
you
women
asked
what?
me.
The women what? I'm not, okay.
You
Calm
asked
down, y'all.
me.
Okay, you feel okay? But I'm saying
You
it
asked me.
take two to do it. Now
Listen,
it take two of us. Now,
listen. No, 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 no. Let me tell you something. When you got to carry 9 months with that baby, that's a hard decision you better make when you lay down with a man, because you can lose your life having a baby. So if you just gonna have fun, well then you better treat yourself so you can just have fun and not have a kid. See, we know we can't have kids, so we gonna act like we can't have a kid, and we'll have sex with you because we ain't got to carry a baby for 9 months. If we did, we would think about it very seriously, because that's what I'm saying. The responsibility is with that woman when she can lay down with a man that she know ain't no good, but he got good dick, and then she get up and say, "Oops, I'm pregnant," and then she do it again by another different man, and then another different man, and then you got 4 or 5 different daddies maybe coming to see them kids, maybe not. You messing up with them kids, and I'm gonna tell you something. I've lived through that. I've lived through that, where everybody got a different daddy. Everybody got a different daddy. Maybe my daddy show up. I'm blaming my mama for, because you know what? She picked these men. She picked them. And then, the man can't come by and see his kids sometime because she don't like the man. She got another man. So I do blame the women. I lived through it. If you ain't lived through it, don't talk about it. That's what I have to say.
Well, I want to say this before we and let me make this editorial note. We got about 5 minutes. They belong to Foxy. Um, the and I grew up. We all. I mean, I know where you're coming from, but what I'm trying to say is this, people. We have as a society and as a black community, black people, we got some serious work to do as far as relationships with each other and what we need to do to go forward. These are things, and the discussions that we're having are discussions that people are having every day, and they're not. But the problem is nobody. Every now and then we come together, and I don't want. And Foxy, all of y'all, you, Lee, or anybody, you have your right, and I will not muzzle nobody. But my thing is, I want to say is this: if we respect and care about each other, all of us here at the Magman Morning Show, I wanted to just cause somebody in the bushes sent me a message. Don't they fight? Nobody's fighting, okay? And I know that at the end of the day, we all gonna get along and we're gonna be okay. But do you see what I'm saying, good people? Foxy worked 35 years, Lee worked 40, 35, 40 years. They work hard. They've seen things, they've gone through things, and we don't know what our therapies are or what they say that they are. Some is prayer. Thank you, God, for prayer. There's some other things. And we try to find that niche to where we can. All I'm hoping for, in these days that we have here, that we get an understanding about each other, not walk on eggshells, but then repair the breach that's there, because there's a breach that's there. We got to be on top of things. As men and women, we see different nationalities, they stick together. We're the only fragmented society, and for whatever it is worth, folks, whether you got a rich man, poor man, poor rich woman, whatever, or y'all doing well off and y'all together, that's commendable to be, and you got to be there because things are changed for as far as the role of a black man. I can speak about this. The opportunities are harder. They're there, but we got to do the extra, extra, extra to get there. So therefore, sometimes we even cross the line and letting these people do what they but because we got to get a paycheck. We got to get some money in the house. Somehow, that goes for me as well as anybody else. As hard as it is, I got to make sure somehow, somewhere, I got to make a living because I have responsibilities and things. And I want to make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do. Yes, there's some horror stories. There's some horror stories of men and women that you hear about every day. The young people are going nuts and they don't know how to be parents. They don't know how to be men or whatever the case may be. But here we are. Here we are, and we're bringing out some things, Foxy and Brother Lee. We're bringing out some things. Sometimes it might not, it's like castor oil. Sometimes some medicine you don't want to. We don't want to take. It's neither here nor there. We bring up our topics. We discuss them. We discuss the events, and we have these conversations. That's what commentary is. It is your comment. It is your opinion on this panel, and I respect both of you for this. But I wanted to let the audience know as y'all keep rolling. I'm going to stay on control room. Y'all can do. You got a right to say what you say. Keep saying what you're saying, and then stick with it. But then you know what I'm saying. If you don't have the dialogue, we'll never know where to go. Now, come on, Foxy. You got the floor. Go ahead. If
I'm
you're
not
there.
going to sit
Okay.
back. I'm not. I'm not going to sit back and blame all the mothers and all the sisters because see, two incidents I know personally that has happened in my family, and they ended up with two different fathers. One was mine. My son was through a SA, and I swear to God I wasn't going to ever tell my son. So, yeah, he has a different father from his sister,
Oh my God.
but I
I'm
never
sorry about.
tell him about that. So you can't
I'm
sit
so
back and
sorry.
say all women go out here and just lay down with a sorry no good and have babies. My mother, I'm not. I'm different from my other siblings, because my mother laid down with an SA and produced me. So you can't, my brother, sit back and say all of us are wrong for having different fathers for our children. Some of them ain't from laying down and just having fun. Some of them are taken. So that's the reason why I'm passionate about when I say some women, because it happened to me.
I am. Go ahead, Lee. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is that, listen, I didn't say all women, and that's the exception and not the rule. That's not the rule. The exception, the rule is that most women are laying down with these men and are having babies by these different men and shouldn't do it. The exception is what you just said. I'm not talking about the small number. I'm talking about the large number. And see, and that's the thing you want to try to cover up is that saying that, oh, I don't mean what you just said. I mean most women with these multiple children by these different daddies. That's what I'm talking about. I lived that. I have lived that. Until you live that as a child and you know how that feels. Until you go through that and you have these different, this man come and he treat his kids different because they his. This man come, he treat his kids, he may treat a kid, he may come by there and see his kid, he may not. And that's the thing you got to go through. You got different days, different days, the same mama, different days. You got kids with different in that house with different families. These different families come in and treat that one kid one way, and then your family from that father don't even come by. How do you think he feels? We talking about how the mama feel. How you think the kid feels? We talking about how the woman feels. How you think the kid feels? Listen, let me tell you a story here. You talking about the men don't come and take care of their kids. That's not true. That's not true.
I never
They
said
come
that. I
by.
never
They
said
they
that.
come they come by there. They want to take care of their kids, and the mama is involved in another relationship. So she don't want that man to come by there and mess up her relationship. So he can't come by there and see his kids.
Now that is wrong. That is wrong. My son is going
And
through that now.
that happens a lot. That
And
happens
I
a lot. And
But there's
and
a lot
and,
of young men out here having babies too. I got, I
well,
know, I know
well,
of quite a few men in my building. I can,
well,
look,
that's
my
very
fingers
true.
can't even count them that has children out here. Do you know how many
That's very
arguments out
true.
there in my building because the
That's very
mothers and
true.
the fathers fighting over it because the man is coming to get the kids when a certain time and she don't want him there and they arguing because he
That's
gets
very
tired.
true. That's
And
very
there's a
true, my
lot of
sister.
men that's going out here making a lot of babies too. That's not fair.
That is very true, my sister. That is very true. But they have to have women to make the babies with. See, that's the thing. These women are
Okay,
not being not.
but would you agree to this though? I want to just throw this in here, and and as you look at it, and as we roll, we're going to go a little longer. We're going to go control. Um, when you look at it from both standpoints, would you say that there's hurt on both sides? That there, well, listen to me real good. Look at what was created and the mess that we're in, and it goes back to yes, our past, how we were raised, all these things, situations that are going on both ends. There are some women today that I know that would not do the things, Foxy, like you said, like these other people are doing. I mean, as women as you grew up, that they're doing. There are things that these kids are doing. And when I
Yes.
say kids, I'm talking about 12 and 13. If they can get them at 10 and 11, they're snatching them off the street. Diabolical, folks. Look at the P. Diddy situation. He ain't no mom. I mean, he got his kids and things around. He got money and stuff because he bought them. Okay, literally. What kind of father is this man, this monster that did these things? We thought our dad was Leave It to Beaver and all that old bullshit and the white picket fence and shit. Excuse me, but it isn't. It
No, not
isn't. It is
anymore.
It's not a reality anymore. Of the ain't no traditional family where I was raised. and how I was raised, it's not being done anymore. Let's just get to
Well,
that point
let
first.
me tell
Wait,
you,
wait, wait, wait.
tell
Give me
you
a chance.
why.
I'm gonna give you a chance.
Okay.
We got time. We rolling. They know we rolling. We ain't got to rush. Let me get this out right quick. Maybe this will help us out in our discussion. We know that there's hurt on both ends. I felt you could feel the brunt from the women or the men. Either way it go, there's something that has got people that are decent. Let's talk about the exception. The exception is that man that goes to work or doing what he has to do and takes care of his family and his home and his wife and all these other things that he needs to do, and he's handling his business. Wife, on the other hand, she's making sure she does her time and taking care of the house and going to work. Okay, it took two. Let's look at the exception. That's the minority is the exception you said, not in the majority. The majority that we see is, and what is being portrayed out there is that Negroes is going wild and they are loose, which is not the case. I'm not out there with my pants down my ass. I'm not out there selling dope or whatever the case may be. I'm not out there zoot suiting it and doing this and playing player or whatever the case may be. I'm the exception. I'm in the minority, but there's the brethren that are not that are out there causing this confusion and all of this melee and got us looking. Those are of us in the minority looking like we ain't nothing either. I would have said shit, but I did say it. That I'm just gonna let me just line this up. Now we got the sisters on one end, they got legitimate gripes. Why? Because those very people that were born by these same folks, women and of the day, are doing what? Nothing. Nothing. They don't know respect. They ain't got no honor. They ain't got no nothing. It's just this way or no way. They get portrayed. They look on television and say, I want this life. I want that life. This is what's been going on. Who's teaching these kids? Okay, I don't care whether they come from a single home or a family that got quadruple money in the bank. Okay, it's on either side. Something has happened to our society. It's never perfect. Nothing's perfect. I'm not saying that. But just the whole relation between black man and black woman has deteriorated for some reason that we're in the minority. Those of us that are the elders now, 50 and up, we're the minority now. God help us. Okay, because of what we have to face. I don't know how many people in my age bracket or above feel like I feel. I see it. It's frightening to see. But on the flip side, I got to see what about them sisters that held it down. Okay, when Uncle Willie and Joe Blow and Peanut was in the bar, where was they? Okay, I got to look at them with even the foolish things in my own life. Okay, we did some things we ain't had no business doing. Is it sister's fault that keeping that breakfast on the table? No, ma'am, no, sir. Is that the one that keeping the roof over their head when it is? It's in the minor in the majority. This is what's going on. But in the minority, you still got some men out there that are dedicated, that are doing what they do, that are honoring women, that are doing everything that they can to do what they do. They're the type of people like Brother Lee, myself, or some other people. I got work to do. Nobody's perfect. I'm glad we're not perfect because we can work on ourselves. There's legitimate talk and legitimate discussion on both sides. You got to look at it from. I know it's disastrous, but it's with the exception though. So for those of us that are the exception, it disturbs us when we see the majority bringing down where we would never go. If I'm right or wrong about that, it's on both sides, rich and poor in the black community. I don't care what it is. Our community has suffered. Yeah, Foxy, I can imagine. I can imagine the emotions and the love of a person and this and that, and then they just drop him. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Okay, wherever he laid his hat was his home. What about that dude? Okay, we get pissed off at him. Why? Because he Papa Rolling Stone. He come get him some. We holler. He come every other month or whatever week or whatever the case may be, and we don't see him. That pissed Lee off. Why? Because the Lee said, "I don't want to be like that." But not knowing that the mama on the other end or the lady on the other end, we don't know what is she going through. So we got to be sensitive to both sides. That's what I'm saying. Y'all roll. Come on. Who was next? Anybody, whoever was up. Come on. We got time. Let's roll. We're going
Yes,
up to, we're going to take this full hours. Come on.
it would be me. And I would like to say Look, I'm not one to side one side or the other. If there's a problem, I'm gonna point it out. Now, if you want to say Papa did this and that and this and try to make it seem like the women are not responsible or not responsible for some of the things that they should be called out for, I'm not gonna sit here and cater to what women want. I'm gonna cater to what women need and see it. And I'm not gonna sit up here and say, well, the women was doing this while Papa was doing that. No, the women was at the clubs too. How do you think these kids turned out so bad? They was raised by men. They was raised by women. See, and that's the thing we won't look at. The kids out in these streets talking back and sticking people up because they had a mama and that's it. The mama want to be their friend. The mama can't teach a man how to be a man, a boy how to be a man, no matter how much manly she can be. She gonna put on him the suffering that she went through, and he's gonna be a soft kind of boy because she's gonna say
Well,
men are
well,
nothing, and
that's why
she's
we
gonna
can't
walk through that
complain. We
house and
can't
talk
complain.
about
We
how
can't
bad men
complain.
are,
Then
and
that's
that's all
true,
he
but we
gonna
can't
feel like
complain.
is he
We
gonna
can't
feel like he
complain.
crap too because
We
she's not
can't
gonna say
complain,
anything
Lee.
good
We
about a
can't
man.
complain. Then
Most of the time,
what we
she's gonna
gonna?
speak very
Can y'all
bad
hear
of
me?
that man. Any man. That's all he hears how women feel about men because there's no man in the house. So we
Can
can
y'all hear
sit
me?
here and we can cater to what
Yeah, I
and
can hear
say
you,
women,
Mac.
they okay and it's okay
All
for
right.
them to do this. Okay, you
But
could keep
Lee,
taking that
okay, okay. Here
narrative
we.
and you can keep
Okay,
putting the
if you can
problem
hear
out there
me,
and
I
sugarcoating
don't think
and
you can hear
making
me.
women delusional, making them think it's
Okay.
okay to act the way they do, making them think it's okay to think that they don't need a man in the house, some kind of man, an uncle or somebody in that home to be a
I
father figure. So, but if you want to
I
walk
agree
around
with
and
you.
say,
I
you want to walk
agree,
around,
but
I'm not finished, my brother. Let me talk. I let
I
you
know.
talk.
Go ahead. Go ahead. We just
And
got
I'm
no,
just
but I don't
saying,
want to. Wait, 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 wait.
I'm not.
I don't want it to be one sided. I want us
No,
to
no, it's my
discuss.
side
I
right
want
now.
us.
It's my.
I
I'm
understand.
telling
I
you my
understand that.
part.
You
You gave
can,
your
but
you
I'm
gave
just
your
going to
side.
let. I can. You can't wait now. All I'm saying is, forgive me for interrupting you. But if I have to, I have to. But all I'm
What's
saying,
the
I'm not
interruption?
interrupting you. You got time. I was just iterating. We're this week. It's a discussion. And I want you to be able to, we can honor each other in discussion. Go ahead now. I'm not going to stop you. Go ahead and do what you got. I mean, this your
Brother,
time. Go ahead.
brother, a discussion is when I talk, a debate is when we both talk at the same time. And almost at the same time. This is not a debate. This is a discussion. And I'm merely giving you my side without any interruption. Now you'll be able to rebuttal me and say, look, Lee, I didn't agree with you, but while I'm trying to talk, and then you're trying to tell me that I'm wrong
Oh,
and
I
I'm
don't
not
disagree or agree either way. All I'm
I,
saying, as the moderator, no, 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 no. As the moderator, all I was doing is moderating your job and our job together. But as we're having the discussion, I'm not going to interrupt. You got a right to have the time that you have. So this your time, y'all. You roll. Come on. I'm not going to interfere.
look,
Go ahead.
listen, I was raised by a single mother. I lived it. I lived it from the inside out. And here somebody's telling me how it works about how women struggle. I watched how single women got along and did what they did. Single women was out in them streets too. Grandmama watched the kids. So let's not talk like mama was at home knitting sweaters and stuff. Mama was out there in the street. How you think she met that baby daddy and that other baby daddy and that other baby daddy? you know, and women spend so much time in church, but they keep making these kids. What are you learning in church? When you let your kids be on a cell phone while they're in church, because the mothers take the kids to church, but they don't tell the kids that they got to behave because they got the kids on their telephones. They got the kids. You raising these kids. Well, what you doing with them? What are you doing? What kind of raising is the telephone? Is the cell phone raising the kids? You say you can't do nothing with the kids in school. Well, if you wouldn't give the kids a cell phone, they would be doing their studies. And that's what I'm saying. I point out the problem. You can pacify the women, You could tell them I'm wrong. You could tell them that they're the backbone. You could tell women anything you want and let them go back to sleep because that's what we are, sleeping. And we don't want to piss no women off. We want to make women feel good about being women, feel good about wearing those short dresses, well, feel good about showing all those titties, make them feel good about wearing those makeup, make them feel about cussing out a man, make them feel about cussing out each other. You put a room full of women together, some fight gonna break out. You put a room in a room with a room full of men, nothing gonna happen. See, that's the thing. I'm gonna let y'all pretend and go to sleep and act like y'all the queens. You start off a queen, but you don't act like a queen. You want to be called a queen, but you don't behave like royalty. Royalty
Okay.
don't have their titties hanging out. Royalty don't have their ass
True.
hanging out. Royalty don't act like that. Royalty don't cuss at each other. If you want to be treated like a queen, act like one. That's what I have to say.
All right, now let me pause before Foxy comes real quick to say, Amen. Okay, now here we are on this side of the coin. Let's go to the minority. I wanted to say this. We know, you know, that you're not going to be that way. We know, and you know that you didn't raise your children like you see being raised. You know you wasn't in the streets doing whatever you do or whatever folks do or whatever that you were responsible in. We know this. Not only you, other people too. That's what all I was saying was what we see today. I know it wouldn't have went on yesterday when we were coming along. The things that we've experienced in our life that we see and that we've experienced, I don't know what I can do about. I can't change it, but my way of thinking is I don't have to be what I went through. Like you said, you got daughters, you got wonderful daughters and a wonderful son. Okay. And I'm grateful and they're doing wonderful. I know that they are. I've seen that in my family. I know. But in saying all of that, there is a segment of society be that have not gotten that opportunity that we have had, and there's on both sides. That's what I say. There's a two-sided fact that men in this day and age are not like they're supposed to be stepping up to the plate to do what they need to do. The games that are being played today by women and men doing this, doing that, some people call them gold diggers and this, these are the ones that have been raised up this way that we're dealing with today. And like Foxy was saying, it's not all. Now, I can't say it ain't. There's some people, there's some women now that are frustrated about what they see now of marrying age or whatever relationship age, they're doing all the P Diddy type of thing. A woman ain't got no time for no man be plugging her up and doing and put oil on her and all this whole foolishness. And all you is a sex object. Okay, it takes two to make a baby. Go ahead, Foxy. You got the last 5 minutes here. You got seven, or go as long as so they won't cut it. Go ahead, roll. You can come on, Foxy.
Okay. What I want to say is I agree with you, James. A lot of us women, my age, and with between 50 and my age or 63, that we're frustrated. I'm out here in the dating age and I'm having a problem finding a man. And I met a man. He told me he was going to church with me. He was about church. And then when I got to church, the preacher standing there preaching the word of God. And we get in the car to go out to eat afterwards. And he's talking about sex. And I'm like, how did you get sex out of the sermon?
Wait, I'm sorry. So you say y'all went to church and he started talking about sex up in the car. Well, what was he talking about, with you or with somebody else?
It was saying, no, he was saying, I can't even remember the sermon, but whatever the sermon was, he translated it into having sex. And I told him, no, I'm not doing that. I said, no. And he was like,
What was
well,
it?
I can't
I'm
remember what
sorry.
book it was from, but it was in one of the books in Old Testament. And I think both of you know about this one, where they was trying to get the man to impregnate his wife. And he
Oh, you
said,
talking about David and Bathsheba? He told him go get his wife He had
Right.
his wife. Yeah, that was David and Bathsheba. Yes.
And he took that as saying that God said it's all right to have sex and not be married. And I looked at him. I said, "Where did you get that out of that?" He said, "Well, they won't marry and they had sex." And I'm like, "Okay, but did you hear the rest of the sermon? It don't matter. It was sex." And and this is an older man. This is an older man. This is not a young boy. This is not a young man. This is an older man. And
Well,
I
he
have
was
met
talking
some
about it.
women.
Y'all were okay. So he was talking about he was critiquing the Reverend and his sermon, but he got sex out the sermon, even though it was something going on. But that's all you saying that he got out of it. That's what I'm just
Exactly. That's
saying.
all
That's
he
my
got of it. That's
okay.
all he got out of it was sex. And me as a older woman, I'm frustrated because I don't I look, I'm too old for all the games. Some of them are still out here. I don't know if they're trying to get their youth back or trying to act like they're still young. But you're too old for that. We got less time in front of us than we do behind us. And it's all this sex is not everything. Sex is 80% of it is physical and 20% of it is mentally. And you can't keep going out here trying to do the same things you did back in when you was in your 40s and 50s when you were playing those games. It's time to grow up. And there are some frustration with us women that are older that don't like that. And like Brother Lee said, I don't agree with these women. Some of these women got too much makeup on, too much lipstick, too much eyelashes, too much hair, too much this, too much that. I look down at them. I don't look down at them, but I look at them and I'm going, but you got to look at this, what they're looking at now. I have a granddaughter, 16 years old. Me and my son are talking to her now because she thinks that what she see on TV or what she see on social media is the way life is. And we trying to implant in her head that's not the way life is. My son grew up with men in his life. He's be 40 this year. And he grew up with men in his life. He was engaged to the granddaughter I have now with him, that he has. And he was engaged to that mother. But the mother, we found out that she was cheating on him because we went to meet her somewhere, and the guy walked up and approached me and my son, talking about, "Who are y'all?" Now, my son was engaged to her. Engaged to
Mm.
her. They were making plans on their marriage, and she cheated on him. He's working, moved from a apartment into a house to accommodate their living and put a better life for her and his daughter, and the daughter that's coming. And she decided that she wanted to go back out there in the street. There, Brother Lee, there are some women that's young that's out there still in the street trying to do the street life. You got some, they call themselves cougars. They're still out there trying to do that because that's what all they know. But those that's real women that's about life and about respect for themselves are not going to go out here dressing half dressed. They're not going to go out here and pop their coochie. They're not going to go out here and put a whole lot of makeup and stuff on. They're not going to go out here and go and look up on a man. Back when I was young, yeah, I was about that life. I would rub up against a man just to see what he was packing with. But as time got older, when I got older, I knew
I'm
wiser and
sorry.
got better. But I'm just being real. Back when my younger days, yeah, I was doing all that crazy shit. But now that I'm older, and when I got older and I had a child and I got responsible, I didn't live that life no more. I didn't live that life no more. But now everybody, men or women, are gonna do that. Men are still out here trying to lay with anything they can lay with. And once a woman say no, then the man is mad at her. But then you sit back and
Well, yeah,
say, you
yeah,
say,
go ahead. These are the ones of this age now. Yeah.
yeah, they get mad. Oh, you don't want to have sex with me. Now it's all, if a woman don't have sex, they ain't gonna marry you. That's the line now. That's the life now. I'm not gonna
Mm.
marry you unless you have sex with me. You don't can't have sex with me. I don't want to marry you because I want to know what I'm getting before I marry you. That's the line that they're using now in this generation. Our generation, we was about that, we about marriage, we about stability, we were about working together, growing together, making a life together. My first husband, he was abusive. We got along, got married, and his father came in the picture and told him, you need to let her know who's the boss in the house. Have her to sit down and get pregnant, have sex, be pregnant, and take care of the household. That's all she worth. Came out of his mouth. He said, that's all I was worth. And he listened to it and started abusing me. If I didn't do this right, I got a lick upside my head. If I didn't mop the floor the way he felt that it should have been mopped, I got a lick upside my head. If I didn't take the clothes off the line fast enough for him, I got a lick upside my head. This is after the father got involved, because that's how he was doing his wife. She wasn't allowed to even go to the grocery store unless he told her she could. She wasn't allowed to go to church unless he told her she could. Some
Yeah,
men
that's what I
out
was.
here, some men
Go
out
ahead. Go
here
ahead.
are controlling and abusive. But when I got with my second husband, I was with him for 22 years. We talked everything out. We argued, but sometimes, most of the time, we agreed to disagree and moved on. It's kept. Look, we moved from one house to another house. We went from one to a better house till we got the house that we felt that the children would feel safe and secure and feel good about themselves. And he raised my son. I raised his daughters. We worked together. His grandchildren today, his grandchildren call me grandma because I'm still in their life. I didn't see that they were only his kids or his grandchildren. I came together as a family. We came together as a unit. My kids and his kids still call each other sisters and brothers. So that's why I
Oh,
said
okay.
we're the minority. We're the
Yeah,
minority
that's what I was saying.
that brought the
Hmm.
families together. But what happened is you got so many now that they want to be their kids' friend. They want to party with their kids. They want to drink with their kids. They want to smoke with their kids. They want to hang out with their kids. They want to do this with their kids. No, I don't like that. Mother, step up and be a mother. Father, step up and be a father. No woman should have to tell a boy how to be a man. And no man should have to stand up and tell a girl how to be a woman. But that's the way society has it now. And what we can do, instead of tearing each other down, sit back and tell them the right way to come together.
That's
Come
what we do.
together. We got to come together. That's the problem. We're not coming together. We're dividing. We are dividing. We're finding faults
But
in
I,
the
yeah,
women do this, the man do that, the women do this, the man do that. What can we do to come together and agree on something? What
and
can
that's
we
what we're
do?
gonna. That's right. And that's what we're going to do here on this show. We're going to be able to bring out those things. We got, and we're before they cut us, and thank you to Foxy 2 Roxy 3 and to Brother Lee, our co host of the Magman Morning Show. Listen, we are back on the air. We're back. They're having the discussions that we going to have these discussions. I keep trying to tell you, we're going to do what we do. And we're going to continue to work on our programming, me as far as working on getting this programming together. Now, I want to come on. I know I haven't been on in a couple of days, and I'd like to have an evening show. I'll put it out, Brother Lee and Foxy, if y'all want to come on. We got some developments out of Harvey, very important ones that I was told that a situation has happened there. I'll give you more details. If you're available, I'd like for y'all to come. I'll give you the details on what I was received. Listen, this is the Magman Morning Show. We're here. Thank y'all for sticking with us. Look, Foxy, True Roxy, and Brother Lee, we can come back this evening. But if not, on Monday, we got a full slate of a full show. I don't know what they're going to bring, but we're giving our commentators and our co-hosts an opportunity to bring to our show whatever discussion they would like to bring to the show. So that's going to be something interesting that we're going to be doing. Hey, root for us, continue to support us, to help us out to do what we do. We went a little bit longer because we had to, and I think that is good. Thank you to the controls for giving us this opportunity to do so. I gotta send you and leave some information on the Harvard situation so we can be abreast of it. And I'm gonna have to go on this evening sometime, hopefully before 8 o'clock. I'll try, or 8 o'clock or so Central Standard Time. I'll try to. I know that everybody got things that they got to do, but we're going to come on. Enjoy your holiday. I know Memorial Day is coming up. Y'all want to, and we'd like to say to all of our families that are dealing with bereavement right about now. I know that it's kind of difficult for everybody at any time, and we're praying for you. Listen, this is the MagMan Morning Show. We got to get out of here. I want to thank Foxy 2, Roxy 3, bless Brother Lee. God bless you, our co-host of our show, and has been our chief contributor, chief commentator all along from the beginning. He's been here, and the mix that we have. We'll be back here on Monday, our regular show, but we're going to have some Saturday. And maybe I don't know what else is going to happen for this weekend, but we do have to come on sometime this evening to give the special report on what's going on up there in Harvey. I gave them my word that I would do it. So this is the MagMan Morning Show. We'll be back here. Like I said, our regular show on next week. We'll be back here at 9 o'clock every day, every weekday at 9 a.m. Central Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. This is the MagMan Morning Show. You'll be able to hear. We'll be back here. And then for those of you all that have supported us, thank you. And continue to pray for us. love somebody. If you love somebody, I guarantee you'll get some love back. I'll holler back at you all. Thank y'all for being here. We'll see you this evening.